Look, you're not perfect, right? I'm not perfect. That's just never going to happen, okay? But we have a choice to make concerning relationships, especially concerning the area of getting to learn things and understand and comprehend someone. If they're a person of interest concerning you all leading into courtship, going into a godly marriage, because there's different type of marriages. You have religious marriages, carnal marriages, satanic marriages, fleshly marriages, worldly marriages, you name it. The only best marriage, to be honest, because it comes from a perfect being, is a godly marriage. The choice is yours. But in this angle concerning relationships, because we're not perfect and you don't know everything, if you knew everything, you wouldn't have been created. So the created should not act as though the creator needs to learn from the created. What am I saying to you concerning relationships, concerning the area of courtship leading into marriage? When you are an imperfect being and you came through a bloodline full of bloodline curses from your ancestors, great-grandparents, your mom, your dad, stuff they didn't let God deal with them about when he was showing them warning signs too. Because to be honest with you, it does not matter when your great-grandparents or your parents were born. A percentage matters, but the majority concerning the truth of the matter, TRUTH, is that they still could have asked God for help. You'll see it from the Bible times to now. If you want help, or if you want to know how to do something, you can just ask God. The problem with most of us concerning any type of relationship, we don't ask God. We ask everybody else, Cleo, Ayanla, Les Brown, you name it, except for the one being we need to go to and run to first, who is perfect, has no flaw, no narcissism, no sin, no evil, no wickedness, no lies, no manipulation, no deception, is God, capital G-O-D. So what am I saying to you concerning the area of relationships, concerning a courtship leading into a godly marriage? If you are someone that desires that and you're tired of experiencing failed, toxic, narcissistic, satanic, religious, fleshly, carnal, whatever, bad, wrong relationships, because the root is, the issue is you. You have to go to God and choose to with conviction, not condemnation. Why do you keep coming into agreement with toxic people, with the wrong type of people concerning relationships, concerning a courtship leading into a marriage? So that's what I would say to you as a person who specializes in helping people understand relationships. Is here's a loving suggestion for you. Instead of you being moved by your wrong culture beliefs, because if you look at your parents and them, they married the wrong person too. They're not actually married to a suitable partner. They married them because of it was arranged, enforced by their culture beliefs, which is demonic. That's not love. And they had a right to say no, but they didn't because of the wrong type of fear that was instilled in them from childhood in their culture beliefs, which is not love. So my thing to you is, instead of going by that or going by what you see others who have failed relationships say, instead of listening to the people who did not create the institution called marriage, who are not perfect, nothing against them. But what I'm suggesting is, before you begin to go into a courtship with somebody, while you're still talking to them and asking questions, why don't you try first presenting them to capital G-O-D, the perfect being, the one who created the institution called marriage and knows everything about it from the first chapter to the last. Why don't you take the chance and take the risk? I mean, how can you go wrong? There's no wrong in him. There's no issues. There's no opinions. There's no my truth, your truth, this truth, that truth. There's none of that. There's no Scientology. There's no religion. It's only truth in God. So that's what I suggest to you concerning, if you're tired of experiencing failed relationships where you get this sedated feeling and you all wooed up and drowsy and feeling in emotions and you all giddy because of a severe identity crisis, instead of facing the truth, instead of you keep getting caught up in the surface and fantasy and delusion of being with somebody, and keep overlooking the red flags, the warning signs that God is showing you, because there's nobody that went into a toxic relationship that God didn't show them from the beginning the red flags. The problem is, most of us are either naive, gullible, suffering from a severe identity crisis, or rebellious and stubborn in nature, which the root is pride. So that's what you have to face. Every time God gave you red flags, warning signs, whether it was on a license plate, through a person, someone in your school, college, professor, whoever it was, the spiritual leader, even within yourself, what you call in gut instinct, when God was talking to you loud and clear, you have to face the root in you. Why did you override, overrule, overthrow the red flags, the warning signs? Even when God had it on a banner or spoken through your child, why did you ignore it? So, because when you choose to go into something wrong and toxic in a relationship, and you know it and you see it and you feel it, and you have even if you have the gift of discernment and was born with the gift of discernment, and you still go against the warning signs and the red flags that God is showing you, that backfire and you getting heartbreak or cheated on is going to backfire against you, because you went into a relationship with a counterfeit that God did not send you. People come from one or two places in your life concerning relationships. Either God is sending them and they're in God's will, or Satan's sending them and it's in your will, out of God's will. It's not both at the same time. One comes before the other. The fake always shows up before the real. Counterfeit shows up before the real deal. Okay? So that's my advice to you, is before you go again, not learning from the red flags, the warning signs, and your choices, because a mistake is when it's one time and you were actually ignorant, didn't know nothing, didn't know the truth or nothing. But once God reveals to you and shows to you that, hey, this is where you went wrong at. I already know that who sent them. But because you came into agreement with this toxic person, this pride-filled person, this person on this alcoholic or drug person, who now you all on drugs too, or whatever bonded you in with them, you have a choice to learn from where you went wrong at. Because once you come into the knowledge of where you went wrong, and you still go back into the club, you still go back to that job, another job, and you on your break having sex with this person, or you still getting caught up in toxic counterfeit people, it's going to be held against you. It's going to backfire against you in the worst way. More so on you, because you already knew that this is not the way to go. So if you want to stop experiencing heartbreaks, getting cheated on, domestic violence, situationships, demonic contracts, married to the wrong person, off a green card, or whatever reason you married this person because you got pregnant, y'all was having sex, and you wasn't married. If you want to learn how to stop putting the cart before the horse, doing things out of a severe identity crisis, going to desperate measures to receive certain pleasures, and the children suffer the worst, then I suggest you go to the one who is perfect, that doesn't have any issues or flaws, who the institution was created by himself, God. Present the person of interest that's pursuing you, or that you may be considering for whatever to bond with, and wait to see what God is going to expose and reveal to you about this person, and make your choice from there. Because when God shows you the truth, if you choose to go against that, then you're the one enforcing a lie on yourself. You're the one that's your own issue. It's you. So until next time, I'm Gabrielle. This is relationship advice with godly wisdom and understanding. Okay? Because you perish for lack of knowledge. But once you come into the knowledge that that was not the correct thing to do and you still do it, shame on you. Present the person first to God to see what he has to say. Remember, we're imperfect. You have a choice to strive to be perfect through a perfect being. Anything else you try through, it won't work, because it did not create you. Remember, the created cannot tell the creator what to do. Until next time, people, relationship advice.